Wait, so who's going to start talking?
Hi, everybody. We're recording.
Oh, whoops.
She's like a
See,
father.
yours is different. Mine has a blinking red light that lets me know when it's recording.
Anyway,
Hi.
We got a ladies tag team match today, and I'm with my beautiful daughter Shyla instead of Mikey. So
you gotta forgive me. I'm high on birthday cake. I'm not used to eating that much sugar, so I'm just like.
We just had a good piece of my Bailey's Irish chocolate torte, so not only is it liquored up, but we're wired. Okay.
So what were we going to talk about?
Did you forget already?
I think I did. Wait, were we going to tell them the story about when I threw up in the Kingdom Hall on the brand new carpet?
Now, that one was pretty funny. She did a trail all the way back to the bathroom.
Food poisoning. I still can't eat at Burger King.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought we were going to talk about your pioneering...
It was good cake. It was good.
Okay.
That was totally unplanned.
Okay, I think he had too much cake. He wasn't supposed to do that. Okay.
I wasn't in the script.
He wasn't. Okay. Serious. We're going to talk about your experience in pioneering, which was hell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Give me a second. Okay.
Breathe. Your husband really is a dork, you know.
I know he is.
Both of them are. We should have Dad and him do one. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Having way too much fun today.
So we were going to tag team and tell about me when I was regular pioneer. And both of us were going to do it because I was going to just kind of tell my side of it and then what she did at one point.
I'll interject, and I'm comic relief today, so.
Well, no, I think my husband, James,
for some reason our husbands are the comic relief. Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't the monkey mask.
Yeah, thankfully. Okay, so like any good Christian, I graduated high school when I was 16 and, got a regular pioneer, before that evil world gets its hooks into me. And so anyway, after I graduated high school, I was 16 and I started pioneering that September. And what was it, about a week, 2 weeks into the service year?
Within a week or two.
Yeah, just a week or two into the service year, I fell when I was out in service. And on
pavement on a hill.
On pavement on a hill.
It was a nasty injury, let me tell you.
Yeah, I still have the scar. It's a pretty nasty scar. It was probably about the size of a quarter hole down to the bone.
Yeah, and in fact, when the doctor was stitching her up, we almost lost Mikey. He just boom.
Yeah, and in fact, while the doctor was stitching me up, and I was just sitting up watching, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But my dad, he's like down with his head between his knees, and the nurse like, okay, breathe, deep breaths. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway.
I got to embarrass him whenever I can.
Yeah, that's true. So, I had the hole in my knee, had to have stitches. My knee was dislocated, or I don't even really know what it was.
Yeah, it was dislocated, but they couldn't do anything about it until the injury had healed up because it was so deep.
Yeah.
So she was laid up on the couch for about 2 months. And she had to, keep her foot elevated onto a pillow or her knee elevated.
Yeah. I could hardly walk. It was just like walk to the kitchen, get food, walk to the bathroom. That was it. No way could I, thump the pavement as a regular pioneer. So right off the bat, I end up getting 70 hours behind. And the congregation that we were in at the time only had 2 regular pioneers. An elder's wife and myself. And we would have like auxiliary pioneers on and off, but
And the
I don't
elder's
know.
wife, she really doesn't like working door to door with other people.
She always bragged how many studies she had. I think at one point she had like 12 or 13 studies going on.
But she
yet-
would always ask one, like her friends, to go with her,
Yeah.
instead of
or go by herself. Which, you know what? Now that I think about it, maybe she didn't really have all those studies.
Never know.
I don't know.
But anyway, she never really asked Shyla to
No.
go with her, to help Shyla get this time.
No. So as the months progress, I get further and further behind because, at the time it was a 70-hour requirement. And I think the most I was ever able to get in 1 month was 60. Because and plus too, this congregation, there wasn't any support from the body of elders. They didn't even have service meetings on Tuesdays or Thursdays. So the only service days were Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the weekends.
And a lot of times not even in the afternoon.
Yeah,
So
in the afternoon.
You were pretty much on your own.
And I mean, I'm not going to go door to door alone. That's just stupid.
Yeah, you were only, what, 15, 16?
16. I was 16.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point is by time spring, it was about March, April of the following year, I was like 120, 130 hours behind because of, missing almost a month and then just not able to get my time.
Circumstances beyond our control.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you want to do the part about the Thursday night meeting?
Oh.
Yeah, you have to, because that was all pretty much you.
Oh, look, I'm getting red.
You're getting
it
red.
makes me so angry, and I know some of you have heard this story, before, but I'll tell it again.
You're
Hopefully,
so good at it.
I know it.
You get so angry and passionate.
Oh, I'm still angry. It just pisses me off. Even though it's been 13 years, 10 years, 11 years. Anyway. So one Thursday night, Mikey is homesick, and so Shyla and I go to the meeting, and without warning, during the service meeting...
Well, it was a local needs.
Local needs, boom. They start talking about regular pioneers who have not made their time.
Well, we need to clarify. Sister Elder's wife was already bragging to everybody by April that she had all of her service time for the year.
Yeah. So
there's only 2 of us.
So everybody knew they were talking about Shyla. Regular pioneers who make a vow to Jehovah and, don't fulfill that vow. And,
There's a blah, blah,
yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Directed towards me.
Everybody knew. All of a sudden, poor Shyla, when she realized what it was about, burst into tears and runs in the back. And I'm like, oh my God, And like I said, when she is sobbing and crying hysterically, everybody within 50 feet can hear it. So she's running to the back, sobbing hysterically. And I'm like, oh, and excuse the French, but oh shit. So it was in the wintertime, and I had a long leather coat that I would hang on the back of the chairs. Now, these are the chairs from the 90s, where they were kind of lightweight aluminum type deals with, the little piece of padding that really wasn't padding. It was something posing as padding.
The uncomfortable chairs.
Yeah, they were kind of
lightweight.
lightweight.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, but I mean, they were lightweight and they weren't bolted together.
No.
So it's like, oh crap. So I says, I've got to get out of here or I am going to just lose it.
Yeah, you're all red now.
Oh, yeah.
Clear up into her face.
Look at that red rash. That's how angry I get. So anyway, I stood up and I went and I grabbed Shyla's coat and our books and everything. And when I went to grab my coat, I didn't realize that because it was down like to my calves, it was like intertwined with the chair. And when I grabbed my coat, the whole chair started flip-flop over into the hall, the walkway.
Made a huge racket.
Oh, it was just, everybody knew. And the brother in back of me, he tried to, run forward and grab the chair before it hit the people on the other side of the aisle. And I just grabbed my coat and stuff and I left. And
you stormed out, I
stormed out and I was muttering and mumbling, cussing them out under my breath the whole entire way.
Wait, during a meeting?
Oh yeah, I didn't care if I disrupted the meeting or not. They all knew I was upset. So I get outside and here comes
Brother Frank.
Elder Frank running out there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He said, "This was not directed at Shyla.
This was directed at the auxiliary pioneers who aren't getting their time. Then why the frig is that elder monkey ass on the stage saying regular pioneer?"
Yeah.
Sorry.
I said, "Frank, they said regular pioneer. We already know that Elder's wife got all her time back in April, and Shyla's the only other regular pioneer there is. Who else could it be about?" And he's like trying to do their usual cover your ass
CYA,
type thing. And he says, "But didn't they call you?
They should have called you and
Brother
warned
Randall
you.
was supposed to call you and tell you and warn you, that they were going to be giving this talk so that you would know it wasn't directed at Shyla." And I just came out and told him, "Bull crap."
Did you really say bull crap? Or
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I said crap. I was trying to be nice, It's an elder. And at that point, I didn't want to get disfellowship for, now I don't care.
Well, yeah, you're already disfellowshipped.
Yeah, what are they going to do, disfellowship me? So anyway, I let him know that I was very upset. And I said, "Nobody called me. You guys screwed up." I said, "You should have warned us." Because I says, "I wouldn't have even come tonight."
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Well, you kind of disrupted the meeting in there." And I says, Good. I says, "I hope the whole entire congregation knows that I'm upset." And I says, "I'm going to go home right now and I'm going to tell Mike exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Then you're going to have to deal with him." So then
And you know what he's like.
You've don't get Mikey riled.
You've seen the videos, people.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the whole congregation knew because starting about 2 days after that, I started getting sympathy cards in the mail from some of the brothers and sisters in the hall.
Yep.
Saying that it was unfair, it was, not right of them to do this.
So it wasn't just us thinking, "Oh, well, this is directed at Shyla." Obviously, everybody else in the congregation knew it was about Shyla.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just, ugh.
It was bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
hot flash.
okay, calm down. I'll take over for a second. Here, tag me in. Okay.
Oh, it just makes me so angry. I just want to bitch slap him.
Okay, calm down. It's okay.
Breathe.
So, I can't remember if it was the following Sunday or 2 Sundays after that. After the meeting, my dad pulls Brother Frank and Brother Randall in the back room and bring me in the back too, since I was a part of it.
You don't get Mikey riled.
So it was pretty much like, you're 130 hours behind. What are you going to do to get caught up? Is the whole attitude that they had. And, like I said, this was about March or April, so there was only April, May, June, July, August. There was only 4 months left of the service year. Yeah, 130 hours. What am I going to do to get caught up? So, anyway, argument, bickering back and forth. And this, I do want to, should I say that about happened? I know it's kind of embarrassing, especially for our male viewers, but...
Yeah, your male viewers probably want to fast forward through this part.
La, 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 something.
Well, that's like a 5-year-old.
It might work. So the elders, their whole basis of their argument was that I wasn't trying. Okay, well, a month and a half, I'm laid up. Okay, put that aside. Okay, what makes you say this, Brother Frank and Brother Randall? So they explained that Sister Janice went to them concerned. Sister Janice was concerned because apparently I had worked with her out in service one day and we didn't have any return visits. So all morning we had to do door-to-door in the hot weather, walking. Okay.
And in central Arizona, the summer...
Yeah.
115 is pretty normal.
Yeah.
105 to 115 is pretty normal.
Well, wait a minute. Well, no, because it can still get cold at night. Because I was just thinking, you had your jacket, so... Okay, yeah.
Well,
during the days, it still gets pretty warm. Yeah. But at nights, it's cold. So.
Well, during this time, it can still get 70, 80 degrees.
Yeah.
During the day.
Okay, so anyway, that morning we had walked the whole territory. And when we got back to the Kingdom Hall, we were, trying to make plans for afternoon service. And she's like, well, we can do more door to door. I have more territory. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just go home. So that's what happened. And this is what those elders are using at me because I don't want to try. Well, I got in Elder Frank's face. And
okay, guys.
Yeah. Cover your... Brother Frank, I'd like to see you walk all morning in the heat with your period, with cramps. I'd like to see you try and do that. Funny, after that, they didn't use that point anymore. In fact, they quickly changed the subject.
Yeah, elders kind of cringe when you start bringing up female problems, you know.
Yeah. Actually, I should say that afterwards, I went and talked to Sister Janice, and I'm like, why did you tell the elders? I had my period that day. I wasn't going to announce it to everybody, but I could hardly walk because of my cramps. And then, of course, she's like, I had no idea. Yeah, well, you're the one that went and ratted on the elders.
Well, see, when you're older and you've already gone through menopause, you kind of forget that little female curse, and have no empathy, for ones who did it.
So, anyway, the meeting in the back room, just kind of back and forth. And
of course, Dad is getting in their face.
Oh, yeah. At one point, he's like this, and Brother Randall's face, and saying, this is exactly the kind of no, wait, what did he say? This is the exact type of bullcrap you elders pull, and why we're moving.
And that's why we had our house up for sale at the time, and we were going to be moving to Wisconsin at that point.
Yeah. So now, what's so crappy about this whole situation is there was a young sister in one of the neighboring towns. She was 130 hours behind. And yet,
an elder's daughter.
Oh, yeah, she was an elder's daughter. But yet, she still got to go to Pioneer School.
They weren't harassing her.
Why weren't the elders harassing her?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because Daddy didn't like it.
Yeah. So, anyway, after that meeting with the elders, just a couple days later, Brother Randall called me because he was what are they called? Service overseer, service conductor, whatever the hell they're called. Anyway, and he's like, well, it's your decision on if you want to continue to pioneer or not. Bull crap! After all this BS you put me through, you expect me to continue? Hell no! So, I came off of the list, and they made this huge announcement, like Shyla, well, it was Shyla Brooks at the time, but Shyla Brooks is no longer a regular pioneer.
Like she had done something wrong.
Yeah, like I had done something wrong.
Announced it to the whole congregation that she came off the list. Like,
or no, they said I was removed. They said I was removed as a regular pioneer. I thought that only happens if you've done something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, treated her like she had done something wrong or had sinned or something.
Yeah.
So, of course, we got out of there. We sold our house and got out of there as fast as we could.
Now, what's interesting is when we had moved to Wisconsin, the following September after that, I had started regular pioneering again because, that's still one of my goals. And by the time it came around for me to go to pioneer school, 130 hours behind again. Guess what? They let me go. So those elders in our old congregation had something against my family. And that's why they were making my life a living hell with pioneering.
Oh, well, I'm sure because of your dad. I'm sure he had one of those big red check marks on his publisher card.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
All right. Well, was that it?
I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thanks for listening to our rant and rave.
Yeah, this was
You all have a great weekend.